gold, turquoise, and carnelian, the Bohemian Nights Bargain Bead Box is here, and it's gorgeous. Plus, I've got a bonus earring tutorial at the end. Hey there, I'm Dena. Today we're unboxing August's bead collection, packed with gemstones, rich bohemian colors, and sparkling gold findings. And then I'll show you how to make my Michaela's moon earrings. So let's dive in. And now we'll get started with the unboxing of Bargain Bead Box's Bohemian Nights collection that's released in August of 2025. Wow, I can't believe it's already in August. So we'll go through this real quick and then we'll do a tutorial at the end. So this first item I'll just pick up and hold in my hand. So this is a 34 by 30 millimeter 18 karat gold plated brass in CZ pendant. It is lead, nickel, and cadmium free. So your CZs are going to be right around your little turquoise diamonds that are sitting here. So there's some there, there's around this one. So everywhere that you see a little turquoise diamond, you're going to have some CZs that are sitting around it also. Very, very pretty, very nice. I like this color combo of this month's box. It's going to be a very, very nice color combination with all the golds and the turquoises and a little bit of reds in there. It's going to be nice, but then that's what the way the back of the pendant looks. So I'll just set that one down off to the side. Bag number 2 is 2 pieces of 16 by 14 millimeter 18 karat gold plated brass and CZ star charms. These are lead and cadmium free. So you've got your jump rings already attached to it. Your CZs, if you can't see them, are going to be at the points of the star around the edge, and then also the points inside here right around the circle, the turquoise circle that's there. So they're very, very nice, very pretty. It's kind of hard to pick up on the camera, but it's very sparkly. I'm trying to get one turned around so you can see the backside, and then that's what the backside looks like. So you can barely even tell when it's far away that it's on the backside. I really like that. Bag number 3 is 15 inches of 8 millimeter turquoise magnesite round beads. These are dyed and heated. So these turquoise magnesite, it's actually magnesite, it's just dyed a turquoise color. It almost looks very similar to like the Sleeping Beauty actual turquoise. It's got that same type of color to it and everything. And then every once in a while you get some beads that have a little bit more of a brown inclusion in it to make it look more like real turquoise would. So I really like that. I ended up with a total of 49 beads on my 15-inch strand. Bag number 4 is 15 inches of 6 millimeter synthetic turquoise matte round beads, and these are man-made. So these are a matte color, and they're kind of similar to the magnesite. In fact, they looked almost like they could possibly be magnesite, but that's just me guessing. But it is a synthetic turquoise, so it is still not a real turquoise, but you have a lot more of the inclusions in it and everything. This one, I ended up getting a total of 64 beads on my 15-inch strand. Bag number 5 is 7 inches of 6 millimeter blue agate faceted round beads. These are also dyed and heated. These are really, really pretty. These are like a light turquoise color. Some of them are really, really clear, but you still have that little bit of a turquoise look to it and everything. It's very, very pretty. And some of them, like this one, has a little bit more like black in it and everything. Very nice. I really like that one. I ended up with 31 beads on this 7-inch strand. Bag number 6 is 10 pieces of 18 karat gold plated brass moon phase beads. So this is supposed to be the moon phases. So you've got the one half moon, you've got your full moon, and then you got your other half moon. And then just kind of have to imagine the other parts of the phases, but but you end up a total of 10 pieces of this. So you've got 5 of the moon half moons and then 5 of your full moons. So it's very cute, very neat. Your hole goes through the center of the bead, so it goes through the center of the moon this direction. So that is that bag. Your next bag is a 15-inch strand of 3 millimeter golden rutilated quartz faceted round beads. Now on the bag that you have, it says that it's 4mm is the size of the beads, but when they went to go actually measure them and everything, they said it's actually closer to 3mm. The majority of them are closer to 3mm, so that's why they named them 3mm instead of 4. So it's a 15-inch strand, but rutilated quartz is very pretty. It's really hard to pick up against the cream colored background that it's sitting in, but you can see the quartz and everything. You can see a little bit of browns and a little bit of yellows in there, but that's the rutilated portion of it. And if I remember correctly, I believe that means that it has bits and pieces of like copper and different things that go through the stone to create those different inclusions. I could be wrong on that, but that's just me thinking of something in memory that I believe I read that somewhere. So that's what that is. I ended up with a total of 103 beads on that 15-inch strand. The next bag is bag number 8. It is a 7-inch strand of 8mm star-cut carnelian faceted round beads. These are also dyed. I love using carnelian. I'm not a big red fan, but carnelian is one of those where you get the darker reds like these, and then you can move into the lighter colored reds that are almost orangey in color. So I really like working with carnelian. I ended up with a total of 23 on that 7-inch strand. Bag number 9 is probably my favorite item in the whole box. This is such a pretty, beautiful strand. It is a 7-inch strand of 6x5mm faceted crystal lantern beads in teal iris. So you've got the teal color, but then you also have the iris coating to make it look like a really, really deep teal color in some spots. You can kind of pick up a little bit of a purple every once in a while, a little bit of more of a blue. I mean, this strand is so, so pretty. It's like I'm going to be using this in a lot of my projects until it runs out, and then I'm going to be sad. I ended up with a total of 49 beads on that one. Bag number 10 is 3x2mm crystal faceted rondelle beads in a Bohemian mix. Ended up with a total of 186 on this strand. So you get a whole lot of beads in this strand, and I have one that just jumped ship. So we're going to put that one back. Put that one back there. There we go. So you get a whole different supply of different colors of beads. You have cream colored beads, you have red, you have green, you have that light blue, a purple, and then you have a yellowy orange color. So very, very nice, good mix to use with this palette. Bag number 11 is 10 pieces of 14x10mm glass crescent beads in champagne. So these, you can see that the hole goes through, kind of similar to the moon, the half moon faces over here. This is where your hole goes through. One side is more of a crystal color, and then the other side is more of like a frosted gold color. So it's really, really pretty. I like those. And these would go very well with these guys. This is bag number 12. It is 10 pieces of 13mm glass moon and star coin in steel blue color. So you've got beads that the hole goes through the center of the round bead, and you can see a moon that's been carved in there, as well as some stars around it, and it's the same type of pattern on the back side too. So those are very, very nice. The first 12 bags of this box is very interesting, very nice. I love the color palette of this one. So meet me back. We'll go through the last several bags, and then we'll do a tutorial at the end. And here are the last 9 bags of this month's box. So in bag number 13, there we go, once it focuses, bag number 13, you get 20 pieces of 10mm crystal faceted round beads in jade blue. So this is a very, very nice blue color, and they are faceted, so you can see it catching the light every once in a while. Very, very nice. And then we start getting into our findings, or more of our findings. We saw a few in the last segment, but this is the remaining of them. You get 2 pieces of 9x7mm 18 karat gold plated brass and CZ moon charms in bag number 14. So you can see the CZs are in the moon portion here in the center of the charm. It also comes with jump rings, very, very nice. And then on the back side, it's just a dots, I guess. I think that's just how they create the product and the manufacturing process and everything. And we're out of focus again. There we go. So something like that. Bag number 15. You get 4 pieces of this. It is a 22 by 16 millimeter 18 karat gold plated brass pendant moon links. These are nickel free. So you've got the links on the top and the bottom, but then you also have the hole right here that's sitting underneath the topmost link, if you choose to use it that way. And you can hang something from the moon itself, so that's kind of neat. It's interesting. That's going to be fun to work with, I think. In fact, that might be what I use in my earring, come to think of it. So we might be using that. Alright, moving on. Bag number 16, we have 30 by 21 millimeter 18 karat gold plated brass chandelier pendant. This is lead and cadmium free. And so you've got the holes here in the center. You've got one, it was kind of hard to see, sorry. There's a hole there, there's one here, and then you have the holes on the edges as well. So you can probably use this in so many different ways. You can use it in this way, you can use it up and down, or up and down. You can use it that way, where it's going in that direction, or you can use it in the way that I had it to begin with. And it's the same on the front and the back. So that's going to be fun to work with as well. Bag number 17 is 8 pieces of 10 by 7 millimeter 18 karat gold plated stainless steel moon charms. So you've got your stainless steel moon charms. I've got one facing one way and the other one facing the other, so the front and the back are the same, and you've got the one loop at the top. Bag number, where are we at? 18. You have 100 pieces of 3.5 by 2.5 millimeter faceted cubic spacer beads. These are lead, nickel, and cadmium free. So these are nice little spacer beads. I will most likely be using these in a memory wire tutorial that will come up next. I usually do memory wire tutorials with my Bargain Bead Box. So I'll probably use that in the memory wire. Bag number 19 is 100 pieces of 6 millimeter filigree bead caps. These are lead and cadmium free. So it's a nice little bead cap. I have a couple of ideas that I might be able to use this with, and one of them probably is going to be the memory wire bracelet, but I'm also kind of thinking I might do a earring with it too. I have an earring idea in mind, so I may come back and do both. Bag number 20 is 26 millimeter 18 karat gold plated brass and CZ fold over moon clasp. This little guy is pretty. I'm going to have to pick it up so I can show you how the fold over works, just in case you're not familiar with it. But look at all the sparkle in that one. You've got CZs that are here in this portion of it. You've got one large CZ there in the center. And then on the outer portion, there's more CZs around the outer portion of this. This guy is so sparkly and so pretty. But a fold over clasp, you would attach it in one spot right here, and then your other one would be attached on this side. And then this is how you open it, is you lift it open. I apologize for that rude interruption of my camera running out of memory space. So let's go back to our beautiful little clasp. So to open the clasp, I think that's where I was sitting off at, or ended off at, you would just open this up here at this link right here, and then you would slide it off and on just like that, and then click down to close it off again. So that is our clasp that we get in this box. And then our last bag that we get, bag number 21, is 1 meter of 3 by 2 millimeter hypoallergenic stainless steel cable chain. So there is your chain that we get for this month's box. So that is your Bargain Bead Box of Bohemian Nights for August 2025. So the next page I will have set up will be a supplies needed page if you'd like to follow along with the tutorial that I'll do. Like I said, I'll probably end up using these guys right here, so if you want to get 2 of these guys out, then that will be on there for sure. And I will let you know what else I'm going to use here shortly. I'll be back in just a moment. So let's get started with our earring tutorial. So I started making an earring and I came up with this and I was going to add to it, but then my daughter came in and said, why don't you just leave it like that? It looks nice just like that. So I'm going to take her suggestion and do just that. So to do this, we're going to start off with making our little charm down here at the bottom. You'll need your head pin of whatever size length that you choose. Go ahead and pick up one of the spacer beads that we got in the kit. And then we'll pick up one of the blue moon and star beads. Now if you notice, the hole goes through this direction, and so our moon is facing like this, if you can't see it in the bead. So we want to make sure that it's facing in the same direction. So this one is facing downwards, so we want to make sure the other one's facing downwards. Now if you choose to do it to where your moon faces upwards like that, then that's perfectly fine. Just make sure it's in the same direction each way, unless you choose not to. It's completely up to you. And then pick up one of the other spacer beads. So then you have a spacer, the round bead, and then a spacer again. So we're going to bend our wire just slightly, because we're just going to make a simple loop above the last spacer bead. So just bend your wire carefully over until it goes to about a 90-degree angle, just like that. Yep, there we go. And then we're going to cut off the excess. Leave about 1 centimeter or so. That's how I measure mine, just like this. Cut off that excess, flush side towards your product. And we're going to take the round nose pliers. And I am estimating, because I am not proficient like some people are with doing loops just yet, so I'm estimating right about in that area. That's where I'm going to end up doing my loop. And I'm going to start, whoops, see, that's my problem most of the time, is that I start my loop and then my hand slips. But that is okay. This is handmade jewelry. It is what it is. And my loop is not the best, so I'm going to go back in there and try to make it a little bit more of a loop that sits a little bit better. So now I'm going to correct it a little bit. And then we're going to call it that after that, because it is handmade and things are not always perfect when they're handmade like that. So we're just going to leave it like that. I think it looks okay. It's not the perfect loop, but that is okay with me. Alright, we're going to pick up one of our jump rings, add it onto the end of your loop here. And then we're going to add this to your moon link that you have. And then close that guy up. Just making sure it's closed, because I can kind of see a little bit of daylight in between the two ends. Oh, I didn't like that sound. Okay, I don't think anything broke, but that was kind of a scary sound. Alright, so now we're going to put our little moon charm on the jump ring, and then we're going to put it inside of the link. And I'm choosing to do my earrings to where they're facing in opposite directions. The moons are. One is going to be facing towards the right, one of them is going to be facing towards the left. Completely up to you if you want to do it that way. You can always have them face in the same direction. And this kind of gave me a little bit of a headache too when I did the first one. So I am just trying to get my jump ring closed, at least well enough to where I know the charm won't fall out. So that's what it looks like so far. And then all we're going to do to finish this off is just open up your ear wire and then slide this on. This is going to be my front, so I need to make sure that I put it on in the direction to where it's going to face the front. And then close that back up. And then now I have a complete set of moon earrings that was inspired by my daughter Michaela. That's the August Bohemian Nights Bargain Bead Box and the Michaela Moon's earrings. If you'd like to make your own pair, I've linked the box and all the other supplies I use down in the description. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more unboxings and jewelry tutorials. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye now.